anniversary!
Happy anniversary, everybody! It's our 15th anniversary.
15 years, you guys. 15 years that we've been having trances with Angus.
I'm master teacher on the other side.
Journey.
I know.
And a brother to you in many lives. So not only is a wise master teacher that he is, but that soul's connection.
He's in our soul tribe for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's been 5 years this year that we've had
Soul's Enlightenment.
Yeah.
And thank you for following us and subscribing to our channel and supporting us, because without you, we wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It would be boring.
Yeah, I'd have to get on a soapbox down the corner.
The little microphone.
Yeah.
Or whatever those little loudspeaker things are. But
exactly.
So to show you our gratitude and appreciation for supporting us and being on this magnificent journey with us, we wanted to have a little...
something to give back.
Exactly, something to give back. And what that is we are reducing the cost of our art prints. So all the art prints, we have reduced the cost in almost about a half price.
Some more.
Yeah, and that's for all the art prints, and there's angels and goddesses and everything, and it's for a whole entire year. So it's not just a week or a month, it's for a whole year.
So thank you guys. Because you guys have been on the journey with us. Exactly. I mean, we started off with 3 people watching us at the beginning of the 5, how long have we been doing YouTube? The same amount?
It's, yeah, around that.
Around the same, maybe 4 or 5 years?
Actually, it's been more, Vera. We've been doing the videos more, but before we started Soul Enlightenment even.
Oh,
remember
wow.
at your other house?
Oh, that's right.
That? Yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's our thank you to all of you.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, now we also wanted to bring up about the special new thing that we have. We kind of talked about it a little bit before. The new private gatherings.
Right. Evening with Angus.
Yes. And how they can host their own.
Right.
Which is really cool. So if you have friends and family, you can host your own private gathering, have an evening with Angus. So for all of that, for all the art, for everything that we're talking about, you can find it on our website, soulsenlightenment.com.
Yeah. And we're going to be having our Halloween special soon, next week, right?
Yep, Thursday night.
Thursday
on
night.
Actual Halloween night.
Right.
We're going to be
we won't be live.
Yeah, we're not.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we really wanted to do that, but because of the hurdles of having to
have 4,000
minutes, we have to walk through the valley of molten lava.
Yeah, really.
Jump over the volcano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're almost there. We have 3814, I believe it was. We need 4,000.
Yeah. So.
But the thing with YouTube is that they said, don't call us. We'll call you when you've reached 4,000. And even after we have reached 4,000, it may take a few months for them to verify and validate that we have actually the 4,000. So maybe by 2020 we'd be able to go, hopefully before. And then there's no other hurdles that we have to
hopefully
cross over.
Exactly.
Yeah. But if we do, we do. We'll do it. You know, whatever it takes.
Yeah. So
we could be live
this Halloween night at midnight Pacific time, right, Vera?
Pacific Standard Time.
So we're going to be up with the on how do you say that? Day of
the Dead.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just Day of the
Dead.
Dead.
Say it that way. Exactly. So we hope to see you then.
Yeah.
Okay. So was there anything else that we wanted to?
We have a Mystical Traveler class that we're going to be doing online.
That's
so that'll be in 2020. We'll let you know exactly when. And then because of the holidays coming up, and right now, as you probably all notice, Christmas is already up. Oh my God, Halloween hasn't even arrived yet.
Yeah, we went shopping last night, and you're like, what? No.
It's like before they used to wait at least till Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, they don't wait anymore.
No,
for sure not.
So remember, we have a prayer list for those that have a hard time during the holidays, or if they're alone, that kind of thing. so we can place you on our prayer list. And also, we're going to be doing some meditations to help you get through the holidays.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
but those
a
are
great
going to be
idea.
closer to Thanksgiving, okay?
Yeah.
Might be sooner, but you never know. All right, next.
Okay. So
We
next,
started.
because it is our anniversary today, we have in recent episodes we've shared about our story, our journey with Angus, and we also wanted to kind of talk a little bit today about our beginnings of
Right.
soul's enlightenment and what we're doing, why we're doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
And so, just to share a little bit about Vera and I's path together, as some of you might know, we started out at Sylvia Brown's office, and it was a spiritual organization also that we were involved in there. And like you were talking about earlier, Sylvia did a great job with resurfacing this philosophy.
Bringing it back to light.
Exactly. Okay, so so we started out with her, but we're not necessarily
Part of the organization
yeah.
any longer.
Right. We're not continuing her work per se, because Chris is doing a great job.
He's
son.
doing a fantastic job, and he does not need us or anyone else to help him keep Novus alive.
Yeah, he's doing an excellent job in the ministers and together there.
But she is our foundation. She is how we started and how we got our, the information back then that we needed to help us to get to where we are now.
Exactly. It really has been a building process.
Yeah.
Because of that information, we have that foundation, like you just said, that philosophy, and then we've learned
we expanded
more and
on
more.
it. Right.
I mean, as we've gone along, before we learned there, like for example, that animals have souls, and that they go to a special animal husbandry quadrant on the other side. And then with Angus, then we learned that we have past lives with like the same animal over and over, like a pet, because they come back in and reincarnate
Especially
as well.
a favorite one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like that's a great example of how it's learning and growing, living and
philosophy. It's a living philosophy, as she's always said. And she was so afraid that once she died, the philosophy would die, and Chris is not going to let that happen.
No way.
So, but we're here because we love the philosophy, that foundation that she gave us, and she taught us a lot about how to express ourselves. She did me, anyway, because you remember when I first started, I was this little wallflower on the corner.
Hey, you know what? You guys, seriously.
And she helped me come out of that shell.
Me too. The first time I ever did a class, I mean, that's where, because we were ministers too. And
we had to do stuff.
We had every week we had to talk in church and teaching those classes. I remember the first class I ever had. It was the biggest class I ever taught, and I felt like a deer caught in the headlights. But that was
the
a part
first
of the
one
process.
I ever taught, because we always had a partner. I didn't say a word, so I didn't really teach it.
That's how I felt too.
It was awful.
Yeah,
but then you
scary.
Start getting your confidence, and
Exactly.
and it was like, well, no, sorry, you have to do it. That's part of the duties.
Right.
Coffee.
So, but what's really amazing, you guys, is that Sylvia resurfaced this philosophy. And what's really amazing is that we've had this philosophy, not just you and I, but many of us
Qumran.
in the past lives that we've had, because that's why it resonates to us. Remember all the lives that we've discovered, that we knew about in our past lives, about the past lives we had before that. So it's this philosophy that we've carried with us. It's in our soul. And the same with Mother God. We believed in the Mother and Father God in other times as well as now. And so yes, it's the philosophy that she resurfaced, and Chris is doing a great job keeping that going.
And plus, she's the first one, in my opinion, from what I understand, to bring God into the psychic realm.
And that is really important.
I never knew of any other, and personally, I have not known of any other psychic that talked about God before she did. There might have been, but I just didn't know about it.
Right, and I have to say,
she's so brave. And then introducing Mother God.
That was huge.
Come on.
I mean,
and now
huge.
Psychics are bringing God up all the time. So
that's true. She did start a trend with that.
Exactly.
A bold move on her part.
Yeah.
But I have to say that in my own healing process, God is such a huge part of that for me.
That's what drew me in.
Really?
Yes, it's like, oh my gosh, she's mentioning God. No one mentions God. And that part I love.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. But when we were at the office, we had to move on.
Exactly.
Because
that's our path.
Right.
And
there was things pushing us out.
The universe is going to keep you on track.
Yeah. The universe pushes you out, nudges or shoves.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of shoving sometimes.
Because, and I like how you say it, is because your chart's pulling you out. It kind of pulls you out of the situation.
Yeah.
So you might think that you'd be in for the rest of your life, like I know I did. But that is what led us on our own path. Right. And so we're continuing the philosophy with what we bring to it. Because
and novice does novice.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So we have our specialties and our passions and what we've learned on our journey.
Because SE is our own spiritual community. You know, it's our it's our soul tribe, and and those people charted to be with us too.
Exactly.
So thank you for resonating to your chart.
Yes, exactly. And we have a lot of our friends in our community that really resonate to Angus and his personality and
that's so
what
exciting.
He has.
Because I mean, 15 years ago, did you ever think that other people were going to be wanting to talk to Angus or pray to Angus or get information from Angus? It's like, oh my gosh, it's just amazing.
I know. I was just excited to just connect with him, and it just felt so good.
Yeah, it does.
Because the information that he's given, the information he was giving me and giving you and giving our family was just so helpful. It really helped it in our lives.
And that's what I love about what we do, is because what truly I'm passionate about and what I really love is to be able to give information to help you live your life every day. Because we're going to have challenges all the time. But to be able to understand those challenges and say, oh, okay, this is a lesson I'm learning. Let's see, how am I going to do this? Am I going to do it the hard way or the easy way? You know, that's why we have lateral movement. So that is what I am so excited about with what we're doing, because it helps you every day. You know?
It truly does. I wanted to say that in Soul's Enlightenment, as you know, my passion's always been creating art that relays the philosophy.
Right.
But one of the other aspects that's really huge for me, that's part of my passion in Soul's Enlightenment, is our journey together. And the journey that it has been to help me find healing in my own life. It's been huge.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, I would say pretty much all of it.
But you practice what we preach. You do. A lot more than I do. Because I'm one of those that has to learn the hard way. But I'm getting better at it as I get older.
But yeah, I just wanted to say about how healing that past lives and angels has been for me personally, because it's such a part of what I want to do through SE is share what helped me so much, and that is what I helped gain through you and Angus about my own self personally from my past lives to feel that now.
Yeah, I do.
Because in these other lives, like the message I was telling you earlier about Angus had said once that you deserve someone to love you as much as I did and do. And when he said that I do part, it made me feel valued for who I am now, not just another time.
Yeah.
And it made me really connect with that worth as that ancient soul that we all are, really, right? That we've had these other lives and our time on the other side, and that we're the same entity now.
Yeah.
And it just made me feel so worth loving.
Yeah.
That I could help to heal my soul from how I was treated in this life, but it was also carryover from other times.
Exactly.
And so I just wanted to share that that's something that past lives really helped me to heal.
Because it's really important. It's really important to know what you've done and where you've been, to know what you can do now, and why you may be going through it again, because you maybe didn't learn it the way you wanted to last time. So you try it again in this lifetime, and we keep trying to evolve that way. So that's
Right.
what's so powerful about past lives. It's not just finding out you were whatever, a king, a queen, or
No.
whatever. It's what was the lesson, so that you can learn it
Exactly.
here,
That was
in case you have that cell memory that you brought with you from that time that you didn't learn it right.
yes.
Well, not right, but the way you wanted to.
That's the important part, because a lot of times, like obviously through the sessions you've had, sometimes people don't get all the details of if they were rich or what culture or all that stuff. What they're telling you is how they felt, whether it's love or whether it's whatever it is, and that's the part that they're connecting with. That's the important part, really, not all that novelty stuff. And that's,
I mean, it's nice to know,
yeah,
but wouldn't you rather know how to deal with life now,
right,
through the mistakes you may have made in the past?
exactly,
Or in also bringing forward your strengths that you had back then that you can utilize now that you may have forgotten.
exactly.
You know, so that it's not just releasing negativity, it's bringing forward positive things that you can use now to help you.
Yes,
And isn't it exciting, this spiritual community? I just thought about it. It's like the veil is thinning because of what we're all doing, so that we'll be able to communicate easier with our spirit guides, our loved ones on the other side. And I mean, they're just waiting there to communicate. You know, and then you can see how much you're loved, how much you're protected, even though you may feel like you're alone. You're not, you know? So that's the part that I'm excited about, too. To
Yes.
be able to have people understand why they're here, and not just that they're doing it alone, that kind of thing.
exactly. You
Yeah.
know what you just reminded me of?
Mm.
Remember how I was telling you I misquoted Angus from the evening with Angus? We were talking about it last week, and how I said that he was thrilled. He actually said, and this sounds more like him, because I listened to the session so I could hear it again. He said, "I'm impressed."
Oh, yeah.
He said he
Yeah,
was
that's
impressed with how many were people on the other
At the
side
gathering, yeah.
were trying to get at you,
Yeah.
which was all the people who were there, their loved ones. It was like they were trying to be in the front of the line. Like, no, tell my message.
Yeah, yeah, because it's so exciting because they have them there and they can explain exactly what they need or
it's
want.
that because they're so open to receiving the message, that veil has thinned for them.
Thinned. There you go.
So really, that's
Yeah.
what's happening.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you were just saying.
Yeah, and the more that we're together, the more that we help each other. Like those girls in soccer, I know it went viral, so I know you guys have seen it. Where the young lady that had her, is it called a,
Benji?
I can't remember.
I
the
don't know
name
how
of
to
it.
say it.
I think that's right.
Really?
think.
I'm afraid to
But
say it wrong.
her hair showed,
Right.
and it's like it was a, it's not an embarrassment. What is it? It's shameful for them to show their hair. So the girls on the opposite team rallied around her to help to give
and they
her.
just like kind of like all hovered
They
around
just blocked everybody to while she's putting her hair back together. You know, her whatever you said.
Yes.
I apologize. I just don't remember the word, but or what it is. Yeah. So that's what we need to be seeing, not all these people lying and greed and cheating and gaslighting us, saying, "Oh, well, I never said that." You know, and we get that bombarded and bombarded. And to me, this would be a respite for any spiritual organization
whatever
that
you resonate to.
It's not-
Exactly.
yeah.
But our special thing, what we bring to it, among other things, but one of it is not only our soul's connection and them connecting with us, because we've found how many people in our soul tribe out here watching us are together with us in other lifetimes.
Exactly.
But also our specialty of the past lives and angels, because I mean, I know how, I don't know the depth of, but past lives is really a passion for you.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And for me, in my own journey, it was what helped heal me, all the things I was just telling you, through that post-traumatic stress time.
Right.
Because I was sharing with Vera earlier that it was like, I felt like Vera, that I was living in the shadows. I was so, like every day, it was just, I didn't think I was going to ever feel happiness again,
Yeah.
actually. And it was all that processing and reflecting on it and trying to connect with, and then, feeling that love, and like you just said, the strengths from the other side now.
Exactly.
And it's
that's where my passion came from, and that's where I thank Sylvia from the bottom of my heart, because she allowed me to open that hypnosis center, where I learned more about past lives and hypnosis, and
to the other side,
and incorporate our philosophy. And that was never done before. Do you know how many times I was shut down from other hypnosis organizations because I was doing the spiritual part? It was awful, and now they're incorporating it.
Wow.
So it just, just take time, and you have to be brave.
Yeah, that's cool.
And stand up for what you believe in.
You're a front runner, and now they're following you,
even
though
I'm not there. But
right.
But it was such a great experience to be able to learn in all the regressions that I've done.
Yes.
It was like, oh, what a
all
gift.
All those people, some amazing stories you've had. That we could do many. We should do a series of videos just on some of the stories that you've had.
Like the one client I had, though, when was it, last night? And she had gone her whole life
a good one.
thinking that she was really not the biological child of her parents, because she didn't feel a connection to them. She always felt estranged, and she wanted to know if in fact they were her biological parents. She turns out to be an experiencer. That's her main theme in all the lifetimes she's had. So she wanted to experience how it was like to not be in life with a soul tribe member. Not us, but like on the other side. We gather around the same people all the time. We tend to be on the same past lives with people all the time. There's also generalities, right? There's always exceptions to the rule, like her. Mm-hmm. She wanted to experience how it would feel to come into life with someone you truly did not know.
At all. No
lifetimes. Didn't really hang out on the other side. It's not like we don't want to talk to people on the other side. It's just we gather with the people that we've had a bond with.
Right.
So for her to find out that in fact they are her parents, she's an experiencer, and she just wanted to see what it was like and how she would react to that life.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because even though they're her biological parents, she just did not feel a part of them at all.
Because she wasn't.
Because on a soul level, they weren't like her family on a soul level. That's really interesting, how she picked that up, and she just felt
she's older now, so she had no one else to ask. All the people that she could have asked are gone. So, this gave her respite for that she did belong. Mm-hmm. And that's your explanation from the past life. See? Well, not necessarily past life.
But it's in that same realm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I hear you.
Yeah. So.
We know what you mean.
Exactly.
I wanted to show you guys too.
I have an angel one.
Okay.
Before you show that.
Sure.
Because Chrissy's going to show an angel.
Because we were talking about.
Because I want to tell an angel story.
Yeah, and this is a part of what we bring through SE, a part of our specialty.
Yeah. So I have a friend that when she was in high school, she did not get along with her mother. Her mother and her and still to this day, but she has more of our friend has more of an understanding of why her mother is the way she is. So there's not that much of a rub where before.
Because of the past lives that you've helped her to remember.
Right. And then you have to remember that our friend, part of her theme is rejection. So if she's with a person that keeps rejecting her, then she's going to keep closing up, right? So her mother said something very hurtful, and she was in high school walking home from Tahoe. She said there was deep snow. She walked home from school, and she was just thinking about ways that she was going to show her mom, she's going to show her what she's all about, and she was going to take her life.
She was going to take her own life.
She was going to take her own life. Yeah, I know. She was not going to hurt her mother. Yeah. Please, no. She was going to take her own life to show her, I'll show you if you're going to tell me something like that. Because it was very hurtful. But she said as she was walking, some guy walked up to her, and she was kind of in her own head, and she was kind of being annoyed by this guy that kept talking to her. But he started talking to her, and his name is Theodore, about God. and about Jesus and how it's important life is, and all the stuff that you need to hear when you're in that kind of a mindset, because you have your mindset that you're going to do something and that there's nothing else for you because this will never end, but it does end.
You guys, I've been bullied in school. It ends.
Yeah.
It will end.
Exactly. So she was going to say something to him. She turned to say something to him, and he was gone.
But she didn't realize that it was an
At
angel.
the time, she did not know it was an angel until we talked about it. So that was an angel intervention. And there's people that will come in like that whenever you're feeling, as bad as you're feeling, that there still is hope not to give up. That kind of thing. So that's why I thought it was just, that's amazing. Like, we still get people trying to help us the best way they can.
Exactly.
And she happened to have been open to, after he wasn't there, she started thinking about what he was saying. And instead of going home and taking pills, she got the Bible and started reading the Bible.
Isn't that amazing? That's an amazing story.
Yeah, and she doesn't read Bibles. I mean, that's not her personality. But that's what helped her, and that's what saved her.
And that's a powerful example of how angels can help.
But can you imagine how now she let that go? She's been holding on to that all her life. That her mom still did this and that and this and that until she understood why.
Exactly.
And that's what this is all about.
Because of that past life dynamics.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's a very powerful and extreme example because an angel actually manifested. But also I wanted to add that with our Through Soul's Enlightenment, with our past life and angel specialty, we want to give you all the angels as a part, like a tool, to utilize to help activate on the answers that Vera and Angus give you. So you have this amazing information, and then they help
on top of the philosophy.
Yeah, to be able to, as a part of one of the tools, to activate on that information for your own healing or protection. I have so many things I would love to show.
I know.
But I guess I'll just
We could do another one just for angels. Just show this one right now.
But I wanted to show you, this is Michael. And he is Michael the Archangel. And these tend to be, a lot of the times, the angel that will manifest physically. Not the only ones, but they tend to come in a lot to give us messages, like how they did that for our friend. But to have that visual, to be able to picture your angel there when you're scared. I don't mean out roaming the streets, but that's a part of it. But even when I'm trying to go to sleep at night. Look at how you were helped.
Yes. That time you told me when you were in Hollywood. And you were walking, tell them.
Oh my gosh. I was walking home one night and I was waitressing.
Okay, wait, let's do a disclaimer first. That doesn't mean that we want you to go out into dangerous areas and walk around and hope an angel helps you.
In fact, Angus himself told me that in a trance.
Yeah.
When I went down to LA a couple years ago. He goes, yeah, I was there protecting you, but don't do it again. This is a different situation.
Yeah. Well, tell about the other one.
I shouldn't go these places by myself. But anyway, but years ago, I was 19 and I lived in Hollywood and I was working as a waitress on the strip there with the stars and all that. And it was 2 o'clock at night when I got out.
2 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, 2 o'clock in the morning, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I was walking home, and these 6 very big guys came up around me. And they were walking with me. And
how cute she is.
And to get home, I had to go through all these dark streets, and there was all this shrubbery and lots of places where things could happen. And I remember thinking, I'm going to get sexually attacked. And this one guy, he kind of like grabbed me from behind.
Her butt.
And he said some things about my backside. And then I just kind of went with it. And I just said, oh, thank you. It's from waitressing. And I just got off work and I just started kind of talking with them. And then they kind of like mellowed out and they were just walking with me the whole way to my apartment. And then I went that way and they went that way and then...
Wait, they went that way too or that way?
No, I went
one way
up my stairs to the apartment and they were walking They just kept going on that side of the street.
Oh, good. So away
And
from
then
you.
my stupid boyfriend at the time came out and started screaming at him, and then they all started running over. But then we went through the security door and he locked. He didn't have to do that, but that's not the important part of the story.
Yeah.
The other part is that angels can do that. They can calm a situation down, and they can.
And give you the wherewithal to calm down.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the important part, is that protection.
Yeah. So see?
Yeah, and even if it's not an extreme story like that, it could be just like we said, daily ways that you can visualize your angel wrapping you at night if you're sad or you're whatever you're going through. All the different ways that we talk to you about having your angels help you. That's just one way. But Vera, was there anything else that you wanted to tell them?
No, just thank you for being on this journey with us.
Yeah, and you know what? With all the videos that we put out, if there's just one thing that resonates to you, that helps you in your life, one little piece or morsel of the philosophy that helps you, then it's all worth it, what we're doing through Souls and Enlightenment.
I know, because haven't you watched documentaries and think, oh my God, I wish I could have helped that person because they were so alone. Or I just saw that David Cassidy, documentary. It's like, oh my God, I wish I could have been able to, but you never know. It's like he had his path, right? But
I know.
I think about, God, the philosophy could have helped him.
I know.
And anyone else.
I know. There's these different stories that I see, especially with stars, because they're so out there.
Exactly.
And it's like, so. We love you guys.
We do, and thank you so much. And we hope you enjoy your half off for the year. That is excellent.
Isn't that cool?
And Christmas is coming.
That's a perfect timing. That's a great idea.
I know. Sometimes we come up with things.
That was a good one.
I know.
Just to show our love.
Yeah. So, peace.
See you on Halloween.
Think about the good stuff that's going on. We were getting overdosed with that person that's in the White House right now, and all the other stuff that's going on.
Yes.
Watch a comedy, watch us, watch other spiritual people, watch, and get that balance at least. So it's not everything is horrible.
Yeah.
And then we have to rise up together and be who we are in the U.S. of A.
Amen.
Because we're not being that right now. Or we all are. We are. But some people want it to change, and we won't allow it.
Exactly. Yeah. Light wins.
Doing it spiritually, I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I don't mean anything else.
Yeah, the positive.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Have a great night.
Oh.
Yay.